What's up, guys? It's Mike from Buddhasport.com. This video is just going to be about some things that are going on in the MMA world and how I feel about it. Um, Fedor was released from Strikeforce today. Fedor Emelianenko is the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, in my opinion. Um, but he was cut today from Strikeforce. Now the term, just to think about that, that'd be like, Mickey Mantle getting cut, or Kobe Bryant getting cut, or Michael Jordan getting cut, something along those lines. I just wish they worked out a better way to use it. Although he probably deserved to be released, he's getting paid a lot of money, and he lost 3 in a row. Maybe they could have let him retire, or just let him say, or even just giving him, if there's one fight left on his deal, let him get the fight out of the way, whatever, and then make him retire, or just say we're letting him, we're not going to renew his contract, we're letting him go. I wish that did happen, but it didn't. Fedor was cut, and sad day for the hardcore, longtime MMA fans, because we all know how great Fedor Emelianenko was. Now, the Golden Glory fighters were cut. John and Imo, Coonan, I'm sorry. Coonan and the Overeems, both of them, Alistar and Valentine. I have a different take on this than most people that I've heard. A lot of people are bashing Zuffa and saying some things, whatever, We don't really know what's going on, because I'm sure it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And Dana used the term hard to deal with before, and he brought up a good point, and he said that, they're hard to deal with. And the reason, obviously it's not a secret, because the last Golden Glory fighter to fight in the UFC, besides Nanaimo, was Sammy Schilt. I thought about it, and I said, wow, that is a pretty long time for them, considering they have some really good, tough guys there, They have some of the best in the world, they do. And he said they're hard to deal with, and that's why, we haven't had anybody in the UFC since Schilt. And my take on it, this is how I look at it. Now, I know everybody's bashing too, but this is how I look at it. Golden Glory, you dropped the ball. You're messing with your client's money. You're messing with your client's exposure. A guy like John and Imo is never in a million years, again, going to get the exposure that he got when he signed to fight with Shane Carwin. And then even when Carwin was bumped to the main event on that particular card, he got Dave Herman. That was on the main card of a UFC. Sponsorship money, what he got paid, That's not going to happen for this guy now. Where's he going to go now? What's going to happen with him? The guy's a pretty good fighter, great submission guy. Obviously, we all know. He hung in there with Roger Gracie, and beat him in a grappling match, and all that. The hardcore fans, we're going to follow. We're going to know what's up with him. But what about the regular people? Where's he going to go get a payday like he did this past his last fight? What's he going to do? What's Valentine Overeem going to do now? Is he going to fight on main cards, on TV, on Showtime, and get that kind of sponsorship money? No, not going to happen. Coonan, she might be able to, she still can do her thing, because there's great women out there. There's other organizations that she can go to. There's other great fights, that she can get. And what about Alistar now? What's going to happen with him? Where's he going to go? I know he's going to fight in Russia, I heard, in October, in that kickboxing MMA hybrid card, and but aside, what's he going to do after that? His best option now is probably go to K1 and fight there. As far as getting top quality opponents, that's what I mean by that. Because a guy like Overeem, in my opinion, is top 2 or 3 in the world. And a guy like him needs to be fighting top 10 every time. Every time out, he should be fighting somebody in the top 10. There's no reason for him to be fighting Todd Duffy and this and that. And the reason that happens is because he's not fighting in the UFC. He had his opportunity in the Grand Prix. Yeah, he got hurt. I understand that. It happens. But Golden Glory, whatever needed to be done to get these deals ironed out, you should have done. You're taking food off your clients' tables now. Zuffa, whether you like it, whether I like it, whether anybody likes it, that's what MMA, American MMA is right now. At this point in time, you need to. That's if you're not there, you're going to be struggling. You're going to be struggling for top opponents. You're going to be struggling to get top dollars. You're going to be struggling to get the top sponsor money. You know, and it's just, I don't care if you need to bend over backwards. For your clients, you needed to do that. In Golden Glory, you messed up. That's my opinion. I don't care what happened behind the scenes. You should have fixed it. Alistair Overeem should be in the UFC. And Nanaimo should be in the UFC. And Coonan should be in Strikeforce going back. She had the title on Saturday. She's cut today, which is for whatever reason because of you. So that's my message to Golden Glory. You should have done the right thing by your fighters. I don't care what it was. Again, bend over backwards for them, run around, kiss Zuffa's ass, whatever it was they wanted you to do, you should have did, and you didn't. And now all your fighters are paying for it, and that sucks. That really sucks. Dana White announced today that Dos Santos and Cain Velasquez are going to be the headlining UFC 139 at the HP Pavilion Center in San Jose, California. What's interesting about this to me is that Dos Santos opened up as a minus 125 favorite. And now Cain Velasquez today is a minus 140 favorite. So that means the money is pouring in on Velasquez for the line to move that much in such a short amount of time. Now, the reason I say it's interesting is Cain Velasquez is coming off a major surgery, rotator cuff surgery. He's at the time of the fight, UFC 139. It's going to be over a year since he's fought. 1 year. Most of his last year, he's been trying to rehab his shoulder, so he's been not getting any better at his game. Ring rust is real. Ring rust is real, and so many fighters have struggled from it. And when a guy is spending so much time on getting healthy, building his shoulder back up, and even though he's spending all that time, the shoulder's not going to be 100%. It's never going to be 100%. He's never going to get the range of motion back that a person who didn't have this surgery has. Or he's not going to get back the range of motion that he had before the surgery. So I just thought it was interesting that so many people are pouring money in on Cain. And nothing against Cain. He's great. He's awesome. And if he was healthy 100%, he deserves to be the favorite. Or it should be a even line. Because this fight is a toss-up. But under these circumstances, I'm just going to throw some money on Dos Santos. Just because, like I said, Cain has had no time to work on his game, progress, or get any better. He's just been trying to get healthy. And then again, he hasn't fought in 1 year. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to the next topic. That my prediction for that fight will obviously be in a future video. So look out, for that when it comes. But what else today? Oh, Henderson, Dan Henderson's contract negotiations. All you people, please tweet Dana White, tweet Joe Silva, tweet Lorenzo Fertitta, the Fertitta brothers. Tweet anybody you have to. Let's get Hendo back in the UFC. Let's make it known that that's what the fans want. Make it one of those the fans have spoken kind of deals. Like let's do it. Like mob them. Tell them Hendo in the UFC. I don't care what this guy needs to get paid. I don't care what you got to pay him. I think $250 to show, $250 to win. I think that's fair. Henderson's that kind of guy. I think that's what some other guys make. And Henderson, I think, is that, he's a legend. He's one of the greatest American fighters ever. After he left, they couldn't agree on a price. They left on decent terms. Let's make it happen now. He just went back. He won the title. He knocked Fejao out. He knocked Fedor out. I give him a pass on the Shields fight because I believe he was injured. Hendo's obviously too classy a man to say anything like that, but I believe he was. The way he fought that fight, he came out in the first round, gave 100%. kind of died out. Like from speaking to some fighters and stuff, and people in the business, that's kind of the style when an injury occurs, because you can't train as hard. You know your cardio is not going to be there, so you're going for the kill right away. That's what Hendo did in that fight, and then after totally died out. So he never said that, or I never heard that from anybody in his camp or anything. But in my opinion, I give him a pass on that. So coming off the Bisping knockout, the loss to Shields, and then knocking out Strikeforce's champion, who's very good and underrated, Feijiao is, and then knocking out Fedor. Pay this man, please. Get him in the UFC. I want to see him fight Machida, Shogun, Rampage. A rematch of Rampage would be great. I want to see him fight John Jones. I want to see him fight Rashad Evans. I want to see all those fights. Now, it's unfortunate Hendo's 41, and I'm not going to get a chance to see every single one of those fights, but I'd like to see some of them. And believe it or not, I do think he poses some problems to John Jones, stylistically. So everybody tweet Dana, tell him we need Hendo back in the UFC. Let's move on to the next topic. UFC has announced a broadcast deal with Fox Sports in 18 Latin American countries. That is significant to, obviously, the people in those 18 countries. But the American fans, it's significant to us because they're building a relationship with a major broadcast company. Fox Sports, Fox. I mean, it doesn't really get a lot bigger than that. So that's pretty exciting. And the last thing on the list was Dana and the UFC announced today that there's a 50-50 chance whether the December card, which is always known to be, one of the best cards of the year. It's usually like one of those 3 headliner fights, like 3 headline fights that could headline a card or co-headline a card. So, he said that could either be in Abu Dhabi or Vegas. Obviously, Vegas is where it's been. That's their tradition. But he said they're thinking about doing it in Abu Dhabi, which I think would be pretty cool. That's really all I got today. Leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think. Follow me on Twitter at BuddhaSportMMA. And as always, go to BuddhaSport.com. You guys will love it. Fast growing site. Thanks for watching my video, and look out for my future videos. Subscribe.